Yay!
Now we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back in. Sorry about the slight hiccup there. We wanted to see if you guys were paying attention. And we do want to say that at least we know some people are still capable of having humor about these little freezes. And that's going to be, that award's going to go to our friend Alamar, who said, wow, you guys need an Aorus motherboard on that PC to stop getting them blue screens. That is a subtle plug, and I love it. All right. We did see the comment about hopefully it'll continue building because we want to see this, and we absolutely did pause everything, even though Zach is exceedingly fast at what he does. Now, Zach's routing fans around here. We've got several to work with. We've got a total of 8. So, Zach, I see you plugging things into a little box. For those who don't know what that box is, what is it? How does it work? And what's your habit of organization when it comes to plugging those in?
So this is a Gamdius fan hub. Some companies will have hubs for their fans if they don't have 3-pin RGBs and 4-pin headers on them. And so this allows us to plug up to 8 fans into it, and we can daisy if we have more than 8 fans onto another controller. But with these 8 fans, I like having everything set up in a big circle so that I can easily be like, oh, my fan 6 here is messing up. Let's go to the fan hub. Oh, it's half plugged in. Fully plug it in. Now it's spinning and glowing perfectly. Makes it a lot easier to just make sure troubleshooting goes a little bit quicker, and you don't have to cut up a whole bunch of zip ties to trace a wire back to where it belongs.
Talk about tracing wires back to where they belong. I would like to have my spelling wires realigned because on TikTok, people just watched me completely fall apart. I said, they were like, is the stream down? And I said, we fresh. We are black. No, back. And then I looked at we fresh and stop typing. Just take your hands off the keyboard and stop being dumb. God. Once again, get it together, DJ. This is a show. We're professionals here. Yes. There we go. Everybody refresh your streams. There we go. We've got We Ride. Hello. Welcome. Looking forward to your build to come in. Oh, Trooper Gaming. That's right. Yours is on its way. So excited. That's going to be fun. That is going to be fun. Now, question. Let's talk about, so Computex just happened in Taiwan, which is a massive, I would say hardware event. For people who don't know what Computex is, Eddie, what is it?
It's pretty much the biggest, other than CES in Vegas, pretty much the biggest, PC electronics show that's held every year. Everybody, all the new the companies release new products and such, and they put some prototypes on display as well. So yeah, I was keeping an eye on a whole bunch of videos and reviews and stuff like that on all week last week. So
what were some of the coolest things you saw come out of Computex?
There's a lot of cases, a lot of new cases that I saw from different companies with interesting designs. I think it was Be Quiet had one where it actually you can flip it on its side, move it the feet, and it looks like almost looks like an old school record player. The way the glass cool. is on top, right? But it's another design, or take on the whole rotating the actual case. The one that actually stood out to me a lot was the Fantex one, their new Evolve X. Dude, that it looks like
super
a premium. Sick. Yeah, it's a premium case that's glass on all sides, and it's it really kind of focuses on the actual hardware to feature it. Kind of like a floating type of setup inside. It's hard to describe, but that's one of the really cool ones there. Yeah. Plus, Aorus and Gigabyte had a whole bunch of different products on display as well. We had a whole AI line of products there as well. So a lot of high-end stuff, a lot of consumer stuff the newer Intel boards that are coming out. Were on display, and some of them really look cool. And one of them that I looked, I was watching some of the videos and coverage. The Project Stealth is hopefully it's coming back. It was on display, And basically, it's one of those where the connectors are on the back side and not the front side. So it, keeps your cable management, even tighter. It's like it's basically no cables up front. So it looks really
awesome.
nice.
That's genius designs by you guys.
Yeah, and it's in white.
I love it. I love it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Project Stealth is great. You know what else is great is when somebody decides to drop a code, and that is our guy, Ivory. It's a Ryzen code, RYZN-UYT8. UUT8. That's confusing. It is Uniform Yellow Tango 8. I honestly, when I saw it, I thought you, because I was thinking the letter U and then the word U, and I thought that's going to be easily confusing. Or exceptionally confusing. Gage Raider over on the kick side. Hello, welcome in, my dude. And then Abysmal Melody. Hi, Eddie.
Good.
Yeah, fans.
I some of the names you're calling off is a bunch of our Discord community members. So it's really it's really nice awesome. to actually have them in the stream, in the chat. So I appreciate everybody who was able to join us from the AORS community side of things. So thank you.
It is an absolute pleasure to have your community here. An absolute pleasure. You guys, you're always so fun. It's always so fun. Now, when it comes to social media management, you cover multiple different accounts and things. What are some because I ask this because I know a lot of people have asked me about things because it's so. I've been a community manager, but I can't do the social media management because I don't have the patience. What are some things if people are looking to get into social media management to keep in mind as a social media manager?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, honestly, the biggest thing is growing your own like social media, getting into some of the trends and such. Depends on what platform you're focusing on. TikTok has a lot of videos and such, so you can do like reviews of products or some people do dances and stuff like that. But with the other Instagrams, it's like Instagram is really cool with photographers that I've seen a lot in cool like car photos and stuff like that. So it's kind of like you want to pick what you're interested in and what you love, and post that and grow those channels so that you get more experience and followers and such, that type of deal, which helps you if you ever do apply to, like, let's say, to be a social media coordinator or manager. You have that experience and you can be like, hey, this is what I've done in the past. These are some examples, and you think you'd be a good fit for that position. So,
speaking of things that are in good positions, let's talk about that power supply. Sorry, that's the worst segue ever. This is an 850 watt Game DS Helios P2. It is an 80 plus gold, and right now the thing that's hanging out of it is not just tendrils; they're cables. Paul.
Yeah, so this is our Game DS 850 watt 80 plus gold power supply. So this is a non-modular power supply, so that's why you can see we have these cables hanging out of it. Zach just finished running his CPU power, and then he'll move on to the rest after that. So we'll probably have a few extra cables, probably this Molex, because who uses Molex anymore? So what we'll do is we'll bundle this up nice and neat, put a zip tie around it, and we'll tuck it into this pocket that's right in here. And that way, if whoever gets this does have some Molex devices, they can just pull that out and plug it in pretty easandly.
I hope they don't have Molex devices.
Yeah, I hope they don't. Molex is the worst.
Andreas says, I'd say media management is all about being on top of what the general trends are, what's getting attention, and the very solid eye for a compact, eye-catching posts and every solid, well-timed post scheduling. And then Ivory's response was false. Social media management is all about suffering. Yes.
Only if you let it make you suffer. I actually enjoy
suffering, you will.
Yeah, I mean, on my end, it's social media and community, so it's like it's kind of a break, when I'm like a little bit like talking too much on the social media side, I'll take a break and do some community stuff, and that like breaks the monotony. So it's like community is a lot more fun. It's a lot more engaged, up front and stuff like that. So you can interact a lot faster with communities and different people. So, but yeah, both sides.
Speaking of different people,
good beds.
speaking of different people, we've got Aorus Ace in the house. Would assume that is one of yours. What up, Ace?
Yeah.
How you doing? Welcome in.
He's from a Facebook group.
Oh, yes. Well, welcome in. We're glad to have it. Now, when it comes to finding new and different ways of doing things, let's take a look at what Zach is doing right now when it comes to cable management. He's not only been able to use those Velcro ties on the back along with some zip ties to get the system cables down. We're now working on getting all of the actual power cables in that are actually going to be utilized as opposed to the ones that aren't. So, Paul, what happens to the cables that aren't used?
Yeah, so those will get bundled up and then tucked away right in front of the power supply there. Zach's already got that Molex safely tucked away for future use. Hopefully not.
I call it my cable cave.
Cable cave. Now, one thing to note about this is that cable cave is actually at a tilt. It's tilted up on these cases. The back is higher than the front, so it gives a little bit better airflow in there. Paul, how does that affect the performance of the case, and what should people do to ensure that they have the best ventilation possible for their case?
Yeah, so having a larger opening down there as far as performance-wise, it's going to help keep everything inside that case a little bit cooler because we have a more fresh air coming in. And then we want to keep that gap between the bottom of the feet and the bottom of the chassis here. So you definitely want to set this on a hard surface, nothing like shag carpeting or anything like that. That way everything can breathe properly.
And when it comes to that age-old question and concern about static electric discharge, what are some thoughts about that? How to prevent that?
Yeah, so anytime, once your system's totally built and you've got it on there, you're pretty much good to go. The frame of the chassis is going to ground it and ground yourself when you touch it. But if you are to get inside of there, don't run across carpet floor and then stick your hand in there. If you've got a grounding strap, you can use that. Or like I said, you can just touch the frame of the chassis before you go in there to give you a little bit of extra caution.
And if you're going to sit it on something that doesn't cause static, like any type of potential discharge, what would that be?
Yeah, so anything like hardwood, tile, carpet is all right, but if you've got like some cardboard boxes, you can just cut out a rectangle of cardboard that's about the same dimensions as your PC and just set it on top of that.
Headstrong Inc. has a good question here. How do you get the ends not using so they don't short out? Ooh, you mean the cables that are not being used from the PSU? Good question.
Yeah, it's
Paul?
a good question. So that's where we take a lot of care in bundling them up. You'll see that kind of bends them back. That way they're not touching each other. The pins inside of there are, they're a little bit inside of that plastic covering, so it's not something you got to worry about too much. But, just make sure no metal's touching metal and you're good to go.
And whatever you do, please, for the love of God, do not cut off the unused cables.
Yeah, don't do that.
Do not cut off the unused cables. I have to say it again. Do not cut off the unused cables. I know people have done this.
Soldering iron is on, just leave it and walk away.
Yeah, just let it go. All right. Now, one of the cool things about this board. Now, first, I want to point out that little bar at the very top. I'm pointing at my screen, like people can see what I'm pointing at. This is our anti-sag device. And so, how does that work, and why is that important in a case, Zach?
So it works with our nice little L brackets that we have here. This is a little shelf. It's got a little rubber boot there, and it sits on there like that, and it can go wherever our graphics card sits, and it just holds it up, and this is enough to keep it from the back end sagging down.
There we go. Now, obviously, we're going to be using this, but I do want to point out a really cool feature on this board that we have talked about in the past on other boards. It is the button. This is honestly, I'm so glad to see this becoming an industry standard. Eddie, why is that there, and what does it do?
Well, it's a PCIe easy latch system that was implemented. With the video cards getting bigger and bigger in size, it's a little bit harder to reach the actual clip underneath the slot. So the button there was added to the outer edge of the actual board for ease of use. So it basically, kicks out the actual, video card, unlatches it, so you have a little bit easier way to remove the card. A lot easier, actually. I used to use chopsticks to get into the PCIe plug.
Actually, that's genius.
Yeah.
Because it's not power,
Right,
it's not going to do anything bad. Take a look at this card. Absolutely gorgeous. Well, the back plate's wicked.
Yep.
That's sick. I love it. It's very Terminator-esque. I dig it. I dig it a lot. All right, so we're going to snap that down in there. When it comes to seating a card, what's the best way to know so that you don't punch it through the board? Because that's always my biggest fear, Zach, is punching it through the board. Is that even a thing you can do?
If we try hard enough, I'm sure we could.
Oh, and let's not make that effort. Skynet approves of that message. Yeah, because like the chopsticks make that's a perfect idea, because it's better than like little screwdrivers that can screw up the soldering, the lines, oh god, all the joints in the PCB.
Or damage, or scratch or damage it, yeah.
Yeah, which I did that on my very first piece of DJ equipment when I was having to go through and replace one of the LED screens, and I missed I was turning it and it slipped out and cut through one of the little solder lines. And
no way.
Let me tell you, that's not something that's easy to repair,
right?
At all.
Yeah, you mess with the traces. It's an honor.
Yep. And then I took it to the repair shop. They said, "Well, you scratched through the line." I said, "Well, yeah. Can you just make the line happen again?" He said, "No, that's not how that works."
Right.
Okay, but if I have like a metal pen, that does the metal ink and stuff, that's not. He's like, "That's not. No." Can you solder it? Also, not the same material. It doesn't do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. That was an $800 mistake. So be aware, people. Yeah. You can't just solder that line back together.
Right.
Very different. All right, we're getting this all screwed in here. And once again, this is going to be great with the RGBs. I'm super excited about it. We've got that light up gigabyte screen you can see right there, which is going to be fun next to our Radeon sign. And I believe this card lights up pretty well.
Yep, it does have the LEDs on the actual gigabyte section, yeah. Actually, another thing that I really like about this card and some of our other cards as well, it has a dual BIOS. So just like a motherboard, it has multiple BIOSes. So let's say for whatever reason, the video card doesn't work or it's giving you issues, you can basically switch from one BIOS to the other and basically reset it into like factory settings, essentially, right? And run it off the other BIOS. So it's kind of like a backup for the video card, which, is really cool. I really like that feature.
That's actually genius. I love it.
Yep.
So what we're saying is we all deserve free PCs on our birthday. No. I mean, yes. I don't know if that's going to happen. Right. There we go. And Ordia says, "I'm just here for last month's Aorus code." Good God. Where I did have a question come in. I need to buy one of 2800. What would it be like? Are you Suppressa over on Facebook? Or do you mean like you have a $2,800 budget? Is that what we're referring to, or are you speaking about a specific device that's marked as a 2800 of some kind? I'm gonna guess that's what we're talking about when it comes to like a budget, but.
Yeah.
While we're getting that answer, some of the BIOSes can be preloaded with different fan curves and boost profiles. So that, the Syntelexia. Wow, that's also cool.
Yep. Yeah, some of them actually have like an overclocked BIOS and then a regular BIOS. So yeah, it's really cool. I mean, honestly, having that multiple BIOS option on there is like a big game changer for video cards. So
yeah. And especially when it comes to gaming, because you've got different performance structures that you might want to have, and different, and that makes That makes so much sense. Now, VT Phase has a great question. Paul, I'm going to have you answer this. What does an overclocked BIOS do?
Yeah, so what that's going to do, if you have the overclock on the other BIOS, is you can have it there. That way, your GPU is going to run faster. So you're going to be able to get better performance in any games. That's why you would overclock it.
So, and you can do that and ask CLX to do that direct from the warehouse. There, you can actually choose to have it your GPU, your CPU, or both overclocked. I chose that, and my OC edition, it does have a little bit of a boost on it, and it is a significant difference in performance. At least on some of the higher end games like Rainbow Six Siege and Dying Light 2. But yes. And let's see here. We got so Kaizo Clips over on the Kick side. Hello. I want to know what is the best GPU I could get for my system. I currently have an RTX 2060 Ryzen 9 5900X with 64 gigs of RAM and a 1440p 165 hertz monitor. First of all, Jelly, hi. That sounds fun. So the question is, but I can't get anywhere near the full potential of my monitor. I get around 140 FPS at 1080p in Call of Duty, and I want to get 1440 at 165. Not worried if it's AMD or NVIDIA. I just don't want to waste my money on the top of the range, as I know my PC isn't the top of the range to match it. So, Paul, let's talk about bottlenecking and what some good options might be there.
Yeah, that's a really good question, and I appreciate you providing all that information, because that's usually what we ask for. So what I would start with there is I would look at the 4070. If you can go with a 4080, that would be awesome. There's a 4070 Super now that would be a good fit. I would probably recommend going with the 4080 just to give you a little bit more of a buffer and top-end performance there. But yeah, you've got a solid CPU, a bunch of memory. Yeah, that would be a really good build.
And here's my question: what would be an AMD equivalent to that card?
Yeah, so you could look at the 7900 XT, or I believe there's an XTX as well. 7800, the one we're using in this build, the XT would be another good option.
Yeah, absolutely. And wow, this thing's looking like we are darn near ready. How's that feeling over there, Zach? Zach Solo.
Real good.
Now, Zach, you were gonna help us lean into the next segment, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There we go. I was waiting for you to just kind of
see the
pop
front
us in
panel,
there.
please?
Absolutely.
Everybody, grab your cameras with me, and DJ's gonna take you for a ride. Everybody,
my friends, is
stand there.
Uh-oh, I don't know if people can see that. It's a little blown out.
We got it.
Pull it the overhead.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's do the overhead one. So this is a fun thing.
If you get this case, this is a feature you can do.
Yes.
The QR
Scan that
code on
QR
there?
code. In fact, I'm going to do it with my phone right now.
Hey, wait.
Okay, everybody's got to get their phone out first, and then I'm realizing, geez, that takes longer than I was anticipating.
Everybody's about to get rickrolled.
Oh my God, it does. It takes it right there. It takes us right
DJ,
to where we're going to talk about
where
next.
does it take us?
It takes us over to CLXgaming.com, our amazing website, and you can find all the cool things on CLXgaming.com. But we're gonna skip the website today just because we've got a special guest in house. But with that, you can actually head right on over and choose your PC, pick your PC, choose a pre-built PC. And I've said PC too many times in a show about PCs for PC to make any more sense.
PC.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? See, that's really cool. I mean, like, if somebody comes over to your house and be like, "Oh, where'd you get that PC?" He's like, "Scan my QR code."
That is big brain smarts right there, and that's a genius marketing tool, which I have no idea why we didn't didn't do it sooner. Ocean Gatsby, Ocean, what's up? Hello. I missed your face too, my man. Missed your face too. Vaxic Monster with that Prime sub. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. I love it. And also, just so we're clear, the pattern on the top actually matches the back of the chair that our winner will be getting, which is fantastic. I gotta say, Anthros really stepped it up. Like, this is a great design. I'm assuming that this is a Kyle thing. Look at the top. That's super cool. Yeah, so they've got a great pattern on the back of it, and the chair is going to be gorgeous, as we saw earlier. We'll get this all put back together. The print continuity is chef's kiss. I appreciate it. Take a look at the back of this chair right here. This is, of course, once again, what you're going to be winning in partnership with our friends over at AMD, Gigabyte, Anthros, AData, Beacon, XPG, and obviously Aorus. So you'll be winning the PC plus a Beacon mixed crate and a Beacon mic and this incredible chair, which frankly I'm a little jealous over. I love that chair. It's a cool chair.
It looks pretty cool.
Yes. When I enter my code, it's saying I'm not logged in. Yes, restart your browser is what I've reset to do. And this, of course, is going to be great for us to get the seat turned on. Now, once again, these are our... sorry. these are the... Wow, DJ, get it together today, please. The Game DS Aeolus fans, they're going to look great inside of here. So, gentlemen, when you're ready, take us away. And here we go. There goes the RAM. And the fans.
Suspense.
I know, the suspense is amazing. Just takes a second for them to get connected. This looks fantastic behind that that design.
Life too.
Wow, the board's got some dang good lighting. Same with the CLX. I dig it. So,
well, if they don't kick on in a sec, we will. There they are.
We will pull it apart and figure. There you go. Oh,
that was a little bit longer delay. It kind of had us like, what?
Yeah.
I've noticed with AMD, it takes a little bit longer to turn on for the first boot. So
that makes sense.
So, how does this look, Eddie?
Looks amazing. Honestly, it looks really cool.
That's. Yeah. I love that we can see through the wavy lines. We can see through the Anthros design. That's fantastic. Let's go through one more time what's inside of this incredible PC that is part of this month's giveaway with our friends at Aorus and crew. This, of course, is a custom Horus NV5 mid-tower in black. It has an AMD Ryzen 7 7800X 3D processor mounted on that Gigabyte X670E Aorus Master EATX. That doesn't spell EX, it's just EATX. With 32 gigs of ADATA DDR5 6000 and a Radeon RX 7800 XT. It also has an operating system installed on a 1 terabyte ADATA Legend 700 Gold M.2. Our processor will be cooled by a CLX Quench 360 closed loop liquid cooler along with 8 different Game DS Aeolus M2 fans. And it's all powered by an 850 watt Game DS Helios P2 850G 80 plus gold power supply. That is awesome. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, super clean aesthetic. Really like it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, as usual, we're going to do this show in 2 parts, and in just a few, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, you're going to spend the afternoon with Zach as Zach continues to build all sorts of cool things. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much to Aorus Eddie. Eddie, thanks for hanging out with us today and just spending some time with us and talking about the products. Once again, if people want to find out more about Aorus and where to find you on socials, where would that be?
Yeah, just head over to our Discord, discord.gg/Aorus, and any of the Aorus_NA channels, social media channels, you can find us there. And again, thank you guys for having me on again, and it's always fun, catching up with you guys and talking with you guys. And again, thank you for the community for showing up on our end as well. So it's really fun.
I absolutely love it. And you may be able to find your codes over in any one of those locations, so make sure you're following all the follow options. Now, this show happens on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 11 a.m. Pacific, that is 2 Eastern. And we do code drops on the green side on Tuesdays, that is kick.com/CLX Gaming. We do code drops on Thursdays right here at twitch.tv/CLX Gaming TV. You may also be able to find codes and keep up with the latest and greatest of what's happening with CLX Gaming at our socials. That's YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Threads at CLX Gaming. You might also find something in our Discord. Who knows? It's got a bunch of like-minded PC enthusiasts just like you and gamers, and that is at discord.gg/CLX Gaming. The other thing that place you can find him is on my streams, which is going to be happening today. And once you guys get down over here, I will drop something fun on my stream, we're going to be playing some Black Ops Call of Duty Zombies from Black Ops Cold War. So that's what's going to be happening. So with that being said, we want to say thank you to everybody for watching and coming. And we want to say, give a huge shout out and thank you to our production team, Kyle and Jason, our friend Aorus Eddie, and along with Paul and Zach from DJ Blue PDX. Don't go away. We've got more coming up after the break. We'll be right back.
Bye, everybody.
Later.